Trump ending his 2-week Asian tour in the Philippines, his historic trip focusing on U.S. trade and talking tough on North Korea.
There are many things we face, but we will be facing them together in friendship and as allies.
The regime has interpreted America's past restraint as weakness. This would be a fatal miscalculation.
We are not going to let the United States be taken advantage of anymore.
Well, here to discuss the message the president sent to the rest of the world, former Brigadier General and author of Besieged, Anthony Tata. Thank you so much for joining us.
Great to be here, Heather.
Definitely appreciate you joining us in person. We have not spoken in person yet, so nice to meet you.
Yeah, great to meet you.
So overall, you think that his trip was a success?
I think it's been a huge success, from reassuring our allies to being on the ground in the Republic of Korea and messaging to North Korea that there's a line in the sand and don't cross that line. And then the negotiations with all of our allies in that region, particularly getting into his trade policies and so forth that he wants to put forth with China, better access to markets, better exchange rates and so forth, and then even getting down to fighting ISIS in the Philippines. Right. So I think he's covered a lot of topics, and it's been a very aggressive, ambitious schedule.
Aggressive and ambitious. Interesting that you use those words because it was kind of a different feel than from the previous administration.
Well, there's been a huge lack of leadership during the Obama administration. It's no secret that President Obama believed that a weaker America made for a stronger world. He did everything he could to lessen American influence, lessen American presence. That lessening of influence and presence has led to power and leader vacuums. And so all these other nations say, well, we're going to step in where there's a hole. And that's what President Trump was handed when he took over.
Yeah, and going back to some of the trade policies with China, we were just discussing, that was one of the first things that the president talked about when he announced his candidacy, if not the very first thing.
That's right. And he's always viewed correctly that access to their markets is very, very challenging for U.S. companies. And I think that's part of the announcement that he's getting ready to make here the next day or two.
$280 billion in deals announced with China. This is according to the Commerce Department, and we can bring that up. That's one of the things taking place. But finally, let's go to North Korea.
Sure.
An important topic. People say he has or has not handled it correctly.
I think he has. So you have to look at it, Heather, through a diplomatic, informational, military, and economic lens. So diplomatically, we've got the 2 UN Security Council votes. He's reassured the allies. Diplomatically, he's there on the ground. Militarily, we're doing shows of force. We have 3 carrier strike groups in the Sea of Japan there off the Korean Peninsula. That's very rare for that to happen. Usually when we have 2, we're getting ready to go to war.
Yeah.
So that tells you something going on there. Economically, the sanctions have tightened the screws on North Korea. Russia's cheating a little bit in the north and allowing for a little bit of flow of goods and supplies into North Korea.
Right.
But, informationally, that's what everybody gets a little freaked out about. And so when the president tweets or whatever, the information war that is going on is part of this overall effort to squeeze North Korea. And it's
some of the behind the scenes things happening.
Yeah, the president's saying directly to the North Korean leader, look, you think you're crazy. We are ready to go.
Yeah.
If you want to draw this, if you want to pull us into this thing, if you want to fight, we're ready to fight.
Yeah, what's that comment about blinking?
Right.
We won't blink kind of thing?
Right,
Okay. Thank you so much for joining us. We're out of time, but we'll have you back because we have a lot more to talk about.
Great. Thanks,
Thank you.
Heather.